The 2-1 seller buy down, the most popular product the second half of 2022, and most likely the most popular product in the beginning of 2023. In today's video, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like on disclosures. I'm going to help some of the confusion I'm seeing out there. I'm even going to show you what it's going to look like on your mortgage statement once you close. So if you're in the process of getting a 2-1 buy down, if you're thinking of getting a 2-1 buy down, if you've closed one and you want to see what it's going to look like once you close, watch this video. I'm going to go through it because I know there's a ton of confusion around this product. All right, Matt, the mortgage guy, residential mortgage broker, doing loans across the country. Connect with me and my team. Go to greatmortgagebroker.com. Fill out the form. Let us know where you're at, how we can help. I have a ton of clients doing 2-1 seller buy downs. A great product. For those of you that don't know it, I've got a past video. I'll link it down below. 2% interest rate reduction in year 1, 1% interest rate reduction in year 2, and then 3 through 30. Those years are at whatever that start rate is. So maybe you got a 4.75, a 5.75, and a 6.75. In today's video, I'm going to show you 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. That's how this one's structured as an example of what it's going to look like. Help you with some of the confusion around some of the loan estimates and closing disclosures and documents you're going to see, because it's really not that easy to understand. And so let me jump right into it. I don't even really know where to start because I'm going to show you a document that really breaks it down really well. And then right after I show you that document, I'm going to let you know that this is a document that the lender's no longer using. They're now using another document where it's not going to break it down quite as clear. So let me just show you. Usually showing you is better than telling you. This is an example of a buy down where a client's got a $272,000 loan on a $340,000 purchase price. It shows you the interest rate of 4.5%, which is the rate they get in year 1, 5.5 in year 2, and 6.5 in years 3 through 30. I don't want to go into a ton of detail how these things work, but essentially you're getting a credit from the seller that helps you save the 340 in year 1 and the 170 in year 2, whatever the numbers are. That's just a guesstimate. And so the buyer's going to see this reduced payment of $1,786 and then $1,952. And then come year 3, it's $2,127, years 3 through 30. We provide the buyer a similar breakdown when we're showing them this during the pre-approval, right? Year 1, year 2, year 3. All that money being saved in years 1 and 2 is from this $61.90 and 56 cents that must be paid from the seller. Here's where the confusion lies. You're going to get a closing disclosure, and I redacted all the personal information on this. So rest assured, if this is your loan, your personal information is safe. Just using this for numbers. It's going to look like this: 6.5% and $2,150 a month. And it's a little bit different on payment than this $2,127, just because the homeowner's insurance that was, chosen by the buyers a little bit more expensive than our estimate. But nonetheless, it's only showing that total payment without any of the subsidy, without the savings in year 1, the savings in year 2. It's still there. And on page 2, you're going to have to look in section H that says seller credit paid to lender in the amount of 61. And that's the reminder that, yes, you've got a buy down. Somewhere in your closing disclosure, somewhere in those final documents, page 29, it's going to show you you're entering into a buy down, right? And in the case of this one, I can show you what the calculator looks like, because it's going to look something like this on page 29, 39, wherever it is in your closing package that shows, look, you're saving $341 a month in the first 12 months, total of $4,092 in subsidy. You're saving $174 a month in those months 13 through 24, and here's how much that costs, right? And that's really the only indicator. When you look at this, and trust me, this is my argument when I'm talking to the head of compliance, the head of legal at these lenders, a consumer sees this and goes, this looks like a 6.5% 30-year fixed. Well, I assure you that it's not, right? And so if you've got a document like this and you're telling yourself, wait, I thought I had a 2-1 buy down. One, look for the credit applied to the lender in box H of the closing disclosure. Look for the part of it where it says this is a 2-1 buy down. Hopefully you're working with a lender that you like and you trust, and they say, yes, I'm looking in the lender system. It is a 2-1 buy down. Unfortunately, this is how it has to be disclosed based on legal. When I took it all the way up to the head of legal, they explained to me that, the client technically is getting a 6.5% 30-year fixed. The fact that the seller is subsidizing that payment and it's less in years 1 and 2, and we've got the savings that I showed you here, where it's $341 a month in subsidy in year 1, and once that's a seller subsidy. It's not necessarily that they're going into some variable rate mortgage. It's just a 6.5% 30-year fixed with some help in years 1 and 2. So with all that being said, what the heck is my mortgage payment going to look like? Same lender, same legal department, same great folks who I love and trust. I said, what is it going to look like when the client's close? So if you've got a 2-1 buy down that you closed on and you want to know what it's going to look like, I've got a statement with redacted information to show you what it's going to look like when you get your mortgage statement. And you're like, what the heck am I going to look at, right? Because again, it's going to show that interest rate of 6.336. This client, based on how it's kind of packaged and sold, is 4.336 in year 1, 5.336 in year 2, and then years 330, 6.336. They're saving $497 a month in year 1. The only way you're going to see that on this statement is that you've got your principal payment, you've got your interest payment, and you've got your escrows, and then right here, other, $497.34 in credit. So your current payment due is $23.95.77. So if you had the loan in my example, you would have that credit that I showed of what I say year 1 was $341, and your total due in year 1 is going to show $1786. So hopefully this was clear. I know that like this loan estimate like this with the breakdown, this is a thing of the past. Not doing it like that anymore, even though I wish they would. Loan estimate and closing disclosure are both going to look like the one I showed that just shows 6.5%. Just looks like a 30-year fixed. So little old Matt the mortgage guy, I don't have any control over this, but you're going to have to connect a few dots and just know, hey, I'm in a 2-1 buy down. I'm going to get this much relief in year 1 and this much relief in year 2. Hopefully this made sense. I know there's a lot of confusion around it, so I wanted to clear it up. Any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to my team. Comment below, send us a message, greatmortgagebroker.com. Fill out the form if you want to connect with me and my team. We're more than happy to help. Hopefully this video was useful. And yeah, I guess that's it. Until next time, we gonna see.